Good morning, fourth grade. It is Wednesday, April the 29th. Your assignment lesson today that you will be completing is on perimeter. It's lesson 154 on perimeter. It's page 277 and 278. That'll be the assignment we actually work through today. But before we move to perimeter, Mrs. Biggs just wants to review some geometric shapes with you before we move into these perimeter measurements. And so we are going to just take a look. This is not a part of your assignment. This is just a review that she feels like is important for you to remember and go over for next year. Okay, let me pull this up.
Hi, boys and girls. This is just a review. I just want you to review this one. I know we didn't do this one in class. I saved it for a time like this. Okay, geometric shapes. Okay, a simple closed curve means that it's just closed, okay? There's no opening. Does not have a point of intersection. It's closed. So all those shapes there in the pink, they're all closed. There's no openings. So they're simple closed curves, okay? The next one, the orangey looking ones, or gold, whatever you want to call it. A polygon is a simple closed curve made up of straight line segments, okay? Straight line segments. And you have a triangle there as a polygon. I think it's a rectangle. And then another shape, they're made up of straight line segments. Jump down to the triangles, the blue one. A triangle is a polygon. It's a polygon, but it's three-sided, okay? So you have triangles or polygons too, but they're three-sided. And then quadrilateral polygons are four-sided. You have parallelogram with parallel opposite sides, a rectangle, parallelogram with four right angles, a square, all four sides are equal. A rhombus is like a square, but just pushed a little bit. And a trapezoid is two-sided to parallel. Okay? All right.
One of the things, Mrs. Biggs, one of the things that we in Discovery, when we talked about closed curves, is a good way to remember it is that if you put a bug in here, it could not get out. There's not an open door. If you put an animal or a bug inside these shapes, they can't get out because it's closed. The doors are closed all the way around. So
all the way around.
If one side was open, then it would not be closed. All right.
Okay. We're going to jump down just to the bottom, 2A. Or wait, you know what? Let's go over the first one. Let's go over one.
Oh, sorry. Let me cover the answers.
Okay. So it says place a check in the blank if the shape is a simple closed curve. Okay, the first one, is it a simple closed curve? Yes, there's no opening. Look at the second one. Is that a simple closed curve? No, it's not, because it's not complete. It's not a complete closure. Just one circle is complete. So that's no. Is the next one a triangle? Is that a closed figure, a closed shape? Yes, there's no opening. Look at the next one. That is a closed shape. There's no opening, simple closed shape. And then of course the circle is a closed shape. But look at this one. That's not a closed shape because you have one triangle and then another one. It's not a closed shape. All right, so simple closed curve, simple closed shape. It has to be closed, okay? That's all there is to it. All right, let's jump down to the next one. All right, the first one, it says, give all the names for the shapes. Okay, the first one, is it a simple closed curve? Yes, there's no opening. Is it a polygon? Yes, it's made up of straight line segments. Is it a quadrilateral? Does it have four sides? Yes. Is it a parallelogram? Yes, because this side is parallel to that side is parallel to that. It's a rhombus too. A rhombus is more or less a square kind of just pushed. All right. Is it a rectangle? And is it a square? Okay, let's look at the next one. It's a little confusing, but let's look at the next one. All right, it's a simple closed curve. It's made up of straight line segments. It's a polygon. It's made up of 4 sides. It's a quadrilateral. Quad meaning 4. All right, it's a parallelogram. This is parallel to this side. That's parallel to that. And it's a rhombus. Okay, they just want to see if you know with a simple closed curve and a polygon and a quadrilateral and what shape it is. Okay, we've gone over all these in our cards on the board. All right, last one.
Oh, sorry. We're covering it. Let's go down. So,
It's a simple closed curve.
hold on, let me just pull out a minute. Okay, there you go.
Okay. It's a simple closed curve. There's no opening. It's a polygon because it's made up of straight line segments. And it's a triangle because it's 3. So you have 3 sides is a triangle, 4 sides is a quadrilateral, and depending on what kind it is. 5 sides is a pentagon, 6 sides is a heptagon, 7 sides is, no, right? 7 sides is a heptagon, 6 sides is a what?
Hexagon.
Hexagon. 7 sides is a heptagon, 8 is an octagon, 9 is a nonagon, and 10 is a decagon. Deca meaning 10. Okay, don't forget, simple closed curve. All of them are polygons if they're straight line segments. 4 sides quadrilateral, and you have to know the rest. Okay.
The other thing I think is good to point out, because this can cause a lot of confusion.
Right.
A square is a square, but if you look at the definition of a rectangle, it is also a rectangle. So a square is also a rectangle, but a rectangle is never a square.
A square.
Because a rectangle has 2 sets of parallel sides that are the same, but so a square does that. It has 2 sets, but it can be classified as both a square and a rectangle because it meets both those classifications.
And if you turn it around a little bit, it could be a rhombus.
Yeah, and then a rectangle, however, cannot be a square because its 2 parallel sides are different. Like these
different, right?
Different lengths than these 2. So that's why a square can always be a rectangle, but a rectangle is not a square. So that's why a square can go by a lot of names, a lot of names. All right.
All right, now we'll start the lesson, perimeter. All right, the perimeter is the outside, the distance around a polygon. A polygon is made up of straight line segments. The perimeter is found by finding the sum of all the lengths or all the sides. Okay, let's look at the first one. Perimeter equals A plus B plus C. So you're going to add, they didn't tell you what it was. They just said that's the perimeter, A plus B plus C. So if they put numbers in there, then you would add all 3 sides together, and that would be the perimeter. The length around, the distance around a polygon or a shape. All right, perimeter equals length plus the width plus the width. So you have 2 lengths and you have 2 widths. All right. Hold on a second.
We're just doing real life, and girls, real life.
I know, I'm trying to shop at the same time.
Okay, so perimeter is the distance around a polygon. Has nothing to do with the inside of the polygon. It is simply like if you started here and you ran around, that is the perimeter. The rectangle, same thing. It is the distance around. It is distance. So we measure it with things that we measure distance with, like feet and yards and miles. Because if we think about it, if we could take the distance, we can actually unfold it. And if we unfolded the perimeter, it would be a line. So if I took this and I was able to just pull it up, I could lay it out and the perimeter would be the distance around. It's just going around the shape or the polygon in this situation. So it's kind of like the fence line or the sidewalk in your neighborhood. All right.
Sorry, guys.
So if we look at this one, we're always going to just add our sides. Perimeter is side plus side plus side plus side, however many sides. If it's an octagon, you're gonna be adding 8 sides together. If it's a rectangle, 4 sides together. Okay, go ahead, Mrs. Biggs.
Okay, so, and there's the rectangle. So let's look at the example. A rectangle with the dimensions. Length is 6 feet and the width is 5 feet. You're gonna have to put your steps down. Perimeter equals length plus the length plus the width plus the width. So the length, 2 lengths, plus the width plus the side width, okay? So if we have 6 feet, so the length is 6 feet plus another 6 feet plus 5 feet plus another 5 feet. So we're gonna add that all together. So 6 and 6 is 12, plus 5 and 5 is 10, so 12 and 10 is 22 feet. Perimeter, okay? You see this? That's what you need to put down. Or you can do it this way. Perimeter equals 2 lengths plus the 2 width. Remember, perimeter I told you means plus, so you're gonna add it. P plus, all right? Perimeter equals 2 of the lengths, 6 and the 6 on this side, plus 2 of the widths, 5 and the 5. All right, this might be easier for you to do the perimeter. All right, whichever you're
I
comfortable.
think at this level, this is a little easier.
Yeah, I think so. This is a little bit easier.
You're staying with one operation, and you have to have your side links have to be a certain way to be able, it pretty much, if you're doing 2 links, 2 widths, it just depends on, this works with a rectangle. But you'll learn to naturally multiply as you get better at it. Don't you think this might be an easier concept, right?
I think this would be easier.
Maybe some of you, the advanced kids or kids who want a little bit higher level equation, you can move over to the multiplication side of it.
It's the same thing, only this is simpler.
Mm-hmm.
It's easier to remember. All right, so be sure to include the unit of measure in your perimeter answer. 22 feet. This is what they're looking for, feet. You have to have that. That's your label. All right, find the perimeter of the scale drawings. Only use addition. All right, so we have 5 yards. So we're going to add 5 yards plus 4 yards plus 2 yards. Okay, so 5 and 4 is 9, and 2 is 11 yards. So perimeter equals 11 yards.
You technically don't have to put your label on until the final.
Yeah, the final one. So they remember. All right, let's do the next one. This is a square, means all sides are equal. So you're going to put perimeter equals 8 feet plus 8 feet plus 8 feet plus 8 feet. So perimeter equals 8 and 8 is 16, and 8 and 8 is 16, 16 and 16 is 32 feet.
Now, I do think anytime you have a square, multiplication is much faster because a square, all your links are the same. Yeah, so.
But they're just showing you what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, so yeah, square is always the easiest to get.
All right, let's look at this one. We have 90 inches, perimeter equals 90 inches plus 80 inches plus 76 inches.
Do you want to go this way? Maybe we should go vertical when we're doing 2 digits, don't you think?
Yeah, it might be easier.
Vertical, bad eraser. If you've got 2-digit numbers and you're more comfortable adding vertically, I'm more comfortable adding vertically, but
90 and 80 and 76 and 70. And that equals 316 inches. And the last one, D, we have a real easy one. We have 7 yards Perimeter equals 7 yards plus 7 yards plus 1 yard plus 1 yard. Okay, so perimeter equals 7 and 7 is 14, 15, 16, 16 yards. You have to have the label. Okay, now jump down to the next part. We've done these in class.
And
So
you guys
if
actually
you
did them with
in class,
multiplication.
you better do them now. Okay, so we did it. We used the formula like they said. They wanted us to use the formula P is 2 times length plus 2 times width in the parentheses. And that's what we did. Okay, and you can see it on the bottom. Length is 6 inches and the width is 5 inches. So perimeter equals 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. Perimeter equals 2 times 6, because 6 is the length, plus 2 times 5, which is 10, is the width. And perimeter equals 12 plus 10, perimeter equals 22 inches. Okay? And that's the way they want you to do it. If you don't do it that way, you're going to be marked wrong. Now, we did these in class, so they're all done. Let's look at the back, Ms. Cervantes.
Okay.
And I guess we didn't do this one.
Nope.
So I'm going to let them do this with the formula. Let's put the formula down for the first one.
Okay.
Perimeter, this is what they want. Perimeter equals 2 lengths plus 2 widths.
You're using your multiplication because they're giving you one side.
Right. Okay, so you're just going to fill those out and do those. All right,
And,
number 3.
And make sure that you put the measurement.
Yes, the label.
Yard, inch, feet. Make sure you put your measurement, because that actually lets us know it's perimeter. Okay.
Okay, and now solve and check the equations. Okay, and look at B. Don't tell me you don't know how to do B. You know how to do it. You know how to do it. Okay. All right, let's jump down to review. You have 2-story problem. Oh, I'm sorry. You have to tell me what those are. You have to draw the figures. Nice, neat figures, guys. All right. Divide and check on scrap paper. Put your answers on this paper. There's not enough room to fit it all on this paper. And your story, you know what, Mrs. Cervantes?
Oh, sorry.
Divide and check.
Yeah.
On the divide and check, take out C. No, you're good.
Okay. Okay, C, we're going to take out C. For those who watch the video, you get a freebie.
Okay.
You only have to do A and B, no C.
And then we're going to go down to the story problems on scrap paper. And you have several answers for that first one. And B also. Underline, bracket, and circle your information. All right. Homework, you're going to multiply your fractions. Look at C. Don't forget 3 2/5 and 1 1/2 have to be changed to improper fractions before you can multiply. All right? Okay, that's the lesson for today, boys and girls. You know what? Shall we put truth on the bottom here?
Yes, we shall. For those of you who watch the video all the way through, Mrs. Biggs is going to give you a bonus points word. So next to page 278, if you write the word truth and you submit your paper, Miss Biggs can see it, you will get how many points, Miss Biggs?
I'll give them 5 points.
5 extra points on your homework, so you can get up to 105. So if you watch the video, you know that you do not have to do C. You know that you have to use this equation when you're solving your perimeters. You also can earn +5 by just putting the word truth in capital letters by the bottom of the page. That's just for doing your assignment. If you have any questions regarding this assignment,
you have to watch the video and you have to complete this by our Zoom checklist. Don't come to help, you come to the help class. Okay, boys and girls, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Okay, guys. Bye-bye.
Sorry about that. Melina was texting me. You want this? You want this?
Oh, how funny. No, I just was like, oh no. Sorry, we're still recording. Sorry.
Thanks for taking over for me.